Nyolji chimbo tso dinhik mi xiang, zong nim holam chimbo ngab jia da bakar tar ngang san tu shirma do, tomba tuk ji chan la gup xiang tsar. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about the interdependent origination. It says, arises interdependently, arises interdependently, right? All phenomena have cause and conditions. According to Buddhism, Buddha understood that all phenomena have cause and conditions and interdependently arise cause and conditions. They are not without cause and conditions. This teaching is unique, I think, Buddhism, interdependent origination. It's very special. Everything cause and condition arises on cause and conditions. So therefore, Buddha said that all phenomena, right, all phenomena arises interdependence. They are dependently related. This very important to understand. If you understand this, interdependent origination, this profound and then a foundation of the emptiness. In order to understand emptiness, first need to understand interdependent, arise, cause and conditions. So what that means, interdependent origination, we hear that a lot, right? So since all phenomena depends upon cause and conditions, that's why they are dependent. We call they are dependent. And since all phenomena arise only from their own causes and conditions, they are related. Since all phenomena arise from coming together of their own sort of particular cause and conditions, right? Cause and conditions. Therefore, we call dependent origination. Therefore, we call dependent origination. Many cause and conditions, and also their own cause and conditions in order to arise all phenomena. So actually, cause and conditions, you understand what's cause. Cause refers to that which precedes a function in things that has the power for to produce it, or the sort of potential to become it, cause. And then condition refers to that which meets cause that has the power to effect the result, or increased or decrease, and so forth. Condition. So therefore, it is through the congregation of many cause and conditions that these outer and inner phenomena come to being. And through the meeting of cause and conditions, that our many sort of different, strongly pleasant and unpleasant feelings arises, because many different cause and conditions make this happening. Good feeling, happiness, unhappiness, all this depends cause and conditions. Dependent origination, that's what we call. So that's why our own welfare, happiness, sadness, in particular arises interdependence upon cause and conditions. So it is not without cause. And also it is not permanent. It is not arising from a creator, and so on. That's why we said everything cause and depend on cause and conditions, not creator, according to Buddhism. So, nor can it all arise from a single cause and single conditions. There are so many cause and conditions come together, then these things happen. So it arises from many cause and conditions, and that phenomena are not arise from permanent phenomena, right? Do you understand? The phenomena is not arise from permanent phenomena. This is kind of important to know. It is because if something is permanent, then that means that never change, right? Permanent. We are here talking about the permanent, which means never change. Never ever change. That's what we call permanent. Two things. Permanent means two things, right? But here we're talking about permanent means never ever change. So this kind of permanent cannot cause for something. And however, it is impossible for a changing, impermanent result to arise from a permanent, unchanging cause. Okay? Because permanent and impermanent phenomena or things contradictory, right? Permanent and impermanent. Permanent means never change. Impermanent means all the time changing, moment by moment, changing, right? So they are contradictory, they are opposite. So permanent phenomena are not causes. Not cause, cannot cause. But if something is a cause, it is not permanent, because these two are unrelated, right? Permanent and impermanent phenomena. So, and also, so why, when we say this, why I say the permanent things cannot cause? Because most people believe that creator, right? Creator causes creator. But if we investigate a creator, this is the question. Did that creator have its own cause or not? Right? In Buddhism we said there is no single things without cause and conditions. Everything, outer and inner, all these phenomena arise upon their cause and conditions, their own many cause and many conditions, right? So if we say there is a creator, so then the question is, it has a cause and condition or not? That's the first question. If it did, the creator has a cause and conditions. If then it is not the creator, right? Because it's cause, and think about the previous cause and conditions. The previous cause of that, you just go back, investigate, are not that creator, right? So it has a cause and conditions. The creator has a cause and condition. Then the creator is not creator because it has a cause and condition. So the cause and conditions creator, right? And because that creator did not exist before. If that creator exists at the time of its cause, since the result would exist at the same time as its cause, so cause and effect would be simultaneous, right? Cause and effect never together, don't you think? This is kind of philosophy, but cause and result, cause and effects are their same time or their different time arises. Must be different time. Otherwise, there are lots of problems. And so, if we say the creator exists same time its cause, then cause in the creator is effect, right? The result. So the result and cause and simultaneous together. That's logically cannot accept. Nothing. That's can't because must be different times. Cause and result must be different time. If that creator did not have a cause, then it is also incorrect. Because then everything can arise in everything, right? Because you don't have to depends on your cause and conditions, because you don't have cause and conditions, right? So you don't have to think about the time. You don't have to think about cause. You don't have to think about the conditions. For example, if something can arise without cause, then why can't grow a lotus flower on winter time? Like that, Or why we don't have snow in summertime? If there is no depends on cause and conditions. So that's again, is that creator permanent or impermanent? So all this really we need to think about. So many people really strongly believe there is a world creator. What that means actually, we have to think about. We have to investigate. In order to understand emptiness, if you want to understand emptiness, we need to understand the cause and conditions, interdependent origination. So if you believe there is a creator, the world creator, everything is depends on him or her, then we have no power, right? The creator has a power. So that's fine, but according to Buddhist philosophy, you have to think about and investigate the creator. It has a cause and condition or not? Two questions. And also, it is a permanent or impermanent? Two questions. You need to think about those questions. Because you understand, here we're talking about permanent means never ever changing. Right? Always same. Always same. That we call permanent in here. So, Also, there is, I think, problem like if we say that the Creator, the loving, compassionate Creator, right, created this world with all sort of problems and difficulties. I think that's its sort of incorrect view. If Creator has a capacity to create everything, then why not create everything, be happy, no problems, no difficulties? That means everything depends on cause and conditions. I mean, I think that's kind of, think about it. In order to understand interdependent origination, I mean, this is amazing teaching from the Buddha, interdependent origination. It's very profound, very detailed. Just ordinary people can't actually think about that because it's too profound and very detailed. But easily we say everything depends on our cause and conditions. That's also we call karma, right? Cause and condition and karma are pretty much same. You know. So therefore, no outer or inner phenomena and environment are truly existent. They arise and depends upon different cause and conditions. The many different pleasant and painful feelings of sentient beings, the different karmic appearances, the various difference of opinions, and so on. All of these appearances of the world arise interdependently. So that's the key point. For example, if you think about a chair, it is not intrinsic but depends on many different cause and conditions, right? The way it is made, how old it is, where it is placed, how you related it. So many things you can think about. Let's say investigate about a chair. So you can also look into the part of the make up the chair. Take the legs, for example. The legs are made of wood, right? Legs made of wood. Now think about wood. Wood comes from a tree, right? Or you need to think about where it comes from this chair, the wood. And it comes from tree. And tree needs a seed, right? A rain, earth, and the sun to grow. So many cause and conditions it needs. So each of these is not tree itself, but an element that sort of, contributed to the tree's existence. So these examples shows very clearly that things are not limited. Things are not limited and independent. Instead, everything is connected by endless possibilities and relationships. That's why we said the samsara is beginningless. There's no end. So if you think about like this, think about a chair and where they comes from, tree, where, how, you go like that, it's just limitless. There's no end, no beginning. You can't find it, end and beginning. That's why Buddha said samsara is beginningless, no end. Similarly, right, there is no independently existent self. If you look into yourself, you will not be able to find the most important part, that is you. You are the result of various different causes and conditions coming together. Your physical body, your mind, your parents, the culture and society, so many things in which you have been arised. You know, food you eat, right? The experience you had and relationship with others you have, and so many, there is no end. All this, you know, everything comes together. That we call you. If we understand all of this, then we will understand about interdependent origination. Understand? Interdependent origination means not one thing. So many things, cause and conditions. You are depends on cause and conditions. So many causes. So those cause and conditions, no beginning, no end, limitless. So that's why this also very important, interdependent origination. If you understand correctly, you will see, oh, Buddha said, samsara has no beginning, no end. It's true. Otherwise, if you don't understand interdependent origination, it doesn't make sense. When I die, that's the end of my life. When I'm born, that's the beginning of my life. People think that. But if you investigate, no, that's not, if you die, that's not end of your life. You will become something, never disappear. Both your body and consciousness become something. That's not end of your life. So that's why Buddha said there is no limit, there is no end and no beginning. Understand? Very, very important. So that's why in this way, all phenomena appearing as a gathering or conventions on one hand, and being empty of inherent existence on the other hand. Very important, are not contradictory. That's we called conventional, right? Conventional level and ultimate level. So we are talking one thing, conventional level and ultimate level. If you understand interdependence, you will see this. So cause and conditions and effect, interdependence and emptiness are equally, correspondence. So it is a view in which appearance and emptiness are not contradictory. You see these things, and this is emptiness. If you understand interdependent origination, they are not contradictory. Not, when you see this, you will see emptiness. You will realize when you use this, yes, conventional level, you can see, we can see all people see things, this. But ultimate level, we all realize this, it is emptiness. And so what now, since conventionally all phenomena appear without sort of mystic, because we see this, right? We can use this. It's true. We all do that. We can do. Therefore, it is the free from the extreme of nihilism. Okay? And since they're empty of inherent existence, that's why if you investigate these things doesn't exist. If you investigate very detailedly, become empty, right? Become emptiness. That's why they're free from of the extreme of permanent. What is the other one? Nihilism, and then the other one, permanent? Eternalism. Okay? So the view free of these two extremes is the great middle way. The view free of fabrication. What do you call it? Buddhism is the middle way, right? So these two extremes, according to Buddhism, the point of Buddha, these two extremes are very dangerous. I mean, that is the obstacle. Become a Buddha, become a Enlightenment. Obstacles, two extremes. So if you understand interdependent origination, you will see you have the correct view of what it is. So that's the very important, right? Otherwise, people think emptiness and appearance are, people think, contradictory. Appearance, the relative level, we use, we eat, we can eat, we talking, we do everything possible, right? Ultimate level, nothing exists. No eyes, no ears, no nose. You have to understand this. How happened that? I mean, they're not talking the ultimate level and the relative level. They're not talking two different things. Okay, you have to know that they're talking one thing. This is relative level, and this is ultimate level. So if you understand that, then you are not what do you call, your view is not nihilism and not the permanent, the middle way. Then makes sense, everything appears relative level, makes sense. And it also makes sense, become emptiness. Everything's the emptiness. There's nothing exists. So that's why I think very important, if you think about also self. Self, we think self is exist, right? Because we have attachment, we have anger, we have ignorance, we have jealous, all these afflictions, because the self. Now you understand interdependent origination, you have to investigate the self, right? So through these teachings, the interdependent origination, how we diminish our afflictions, easily makes sense, everything makes sense. Because we have attachment, why? It has a cause and conditions, right? So that cause and condition is not permanent, right? It also depends on other cause and conditions. So that's why in general, you need to know this, in general, samsara has no beginning and no end. Individually, samsara has beginning and end. If you got enlightenment, you become a Buddha, that is end of samsara. But that's your individual, right? But in general, for people, everybody, everything out and in, everything, no beginning, no end. You need to know that, what is different between that two. So, whoever we are, whether we accept the karmic sort of this what causality or not, or believe cause and conditions or not, we have the suffering of the human beings. We have 4 characteristics, right? Birth, death, sickness, and old age. This we have. These are our characteristics. The beings, living beings. Birth, right? Birth, then old age, then sickness, sickness, and then death. So these 4 characteristics we have. So these 4 characteristics make us suffering. But they are also depends on cause and conditions. That's why we can diminish this suffering, because they are not permanent. They depends on each other. So that's very. And also, if you understand this, how important other beings, right? How important in your life, because we are depends on others. We depends on each other. We help each other. We harm each other. All this depends each other. So it is not possible for also, we need to know, it is not possible for karmic causes to just disappear naturally so that we do not have to experience their effects rapid. That's never happened. If we do something, we will, experience. For example, attachment develops towards pleasant object, right? You like something, you want something, so attachment develops towards pleasant object, and aversion towards unpleasant object, right? So they're opposite. They're opposite. And with ignorance is the best of this both. So these 3 are we called poisons, afflictions, main problems, right? So because the desire for our own happiness and freedom from suffering, attachment to our side, right? Aversion to other side, what is the root of all these problems. So for example, every day you go a park, you go to a park and sit in same place on the same sort of bench, and very quickly it becomes your place on your bench. This is my place because I go there every day, right? And then what happens if someone else sits there and you get upset? Go away. This is my place. You think it is mine, right? If you have attachment. But if you really think about this place, never was yours. Even when you were sitting there, it's not you, but you think it is mine, right? You think it is mine. The more you sort of identify with me and mine, me and mine, the more you sort of limit yourself and cause yourself pain and suffering. Right? That's why we said attachment and aversion. First you touched something, and then aversion, you don't like. So that's the problem. So if you understand the interdependent origination, it helps really, What is mine, me, I? So this is the root of our problems. You can't do that, this is mine. So where is the mine? So mine is nothing exists itself. You have all these different cause and conditions gathering, right? Combination. We call, what do you call it? Inner or outer, 5 aggregates and so many consciousness, and all this comes together, and then you create mind and me and all this, right? So to diminish self-grasping, we call this self-grasping, right? Completely diminish self-grasping, we must understand about dependent origination, interdependent origination. So if we understand them, we can realize emptiness. Realize it gives us sort of, see here we say, which arise interdependently does not cease and does not arise to this. This is the Nagarjuna's poem. This is the Nagarjuna's main teaching. Every day we recite this poem, right? It is not nothing, it is not eternal, it does not come, it does not go, all this. If you don't understand interdependent origination, it doesn't make sense. What's that means? But if you understand, he says that it is not nothing, it is not eternal, it does not come and does not go, it is not different, not the same. So he is talking about the interdependent origination. He's actually talking about appearance, all this relative level, and then how to become emptiness. So he's talking about that. So this is the most important, it's not enough, this is the most important teaching in Buddhism. Interdependent origination, this is the most important teaching. That's why all the philosophy, the middle way, the Abhidharma, Pranjana Paramita, all this Buddhist philosophy talk about this interdependent origin. Only that, nothing other than that. How become emptiness, how related. Buddhists, is really talking about the truth. Really talking about the truth. Unfortunately, people don't like listen, people don't like study about the truth, right? But Buddhism is talking about the truth. Buddhism talking about impermanence. People don't like that. Buddhism talking about selflessness. These are true, If you really investigate, it's really true. But people don't like that, People don't like. So it's difficult, right? It's difficult. People are like, everything is permanent, and people like attachment, all this. And Buddhism say if you have attachment, maybe you will suffer, right? People don't like that. That's actually true. If you touch something, then you will suffer. If you really investigate, it's true, but people don't like. And Buddhism also talking about momently changing everything. That's what we call impermanence, right? So that's why Buddha said, don't touch too much to something, because it's impermanent. Maybe it doesn't work after a few days. If you have something, If you really like, Buddha said, well, it's nice, but it's impermanence. That means it will change. But people don't like that. Always, So Buddhism is really talking about the truth. And we have to learn in that. We have to learn in the truth. We have to understand, everything is impermanent, everything is related to each other, everything is depends on cause and condition. Then if we understand and if we practice on this, well, I think we have really nice life. I mean, that's our part of our life. That's the truth. That's the truth. It's here. Okay. Now meditation. So, meditation is translated as a gom, right? Gom in Tibet. Meditation. So this means to become accustomed to doing something, or during the meditation, the mind does not fall under the influence of lots of thoughts and obscurations or mental negativities, right? So meditation is very similar to familiarization, because you continue meditate, even if it sort of something doesn't go well. Obstacles and problems very often arises, right? But you continue and familiarize yourself to meditating until it becomes easy and part of your life and natural. Then you have a very peaceful life. So through familiarization, you are able to remain in the state of meditation. So to practice meditation means to familiarize yourself to meditate. So that's we call gom. If your mind is peaceful and happy in ordinary life, all this just we talk about external and internal things appear very pleasant. Very pleasant. If your mind is kind of distracted and unhappy, then all these external, internal things seems very unhappy, and everything is difficult around you. So that's why we need our mind peaceful. So all these are also, again, depends on cause and conditions. So that's why meditation is very important. I don't know how much you can meditate in every day, but if you do, this is true, again true. Buddha said that we need to meditate. People don't like that because of the lazy and difficult, right? Meditate is the first term for the beginners, difficult. So then people can't sort of deal with that, It's difficult, then they want to stop. They don't want try to sort of again and again continually. They just want to stop because it's difficult. Buddha said that it's true, it's difficult, but it's also true if you do meditate, become better and better. So that's why very important to meditate. And today meditation is comes from the instruction from my root teacher. We have done this so many times, right? So this meditation, you focus on whatever the object, I don't know, let's say like syllables or whatever you like. You have to just focus on that, right? And visualize that object, tip of your nose. And it also is combined with the breath. So if you like to visualize and focus on a syllable, you can. A syllable, H syllable, R syllable. These are very nice. These are related to the elements. And if you are cold, you can visualize these syllables and your breath, very hot. Focus on very hot. If you are very hot, you can also, these are cold. And whatever you like the object, you have to visualize that in front of your nose, tip of your nose. And you should start by visualizing these, whatever you want. And then when you breathe, as naturally breathe out, this visualize the syllables, whatever, moving away from your nose, and they slowly getting sort of bigger and bigger, getting bigger and bigger, and expanding into the distance. And then before you breathe in, slowly pause and rest for just a second and focus on the white syllable or whatever. And as you begin and breathe naturally in, visualize the syllable coming back towards your nose and getting smaller and smaller. And then again, once you have complete your breath, pause for a second and focus on that small thing, small syllable or whatever small that is on your nose. Just to focus on that, and this helps stop your thoughts. There is another thing. Before you do this meditation, you should breathing in very slowly, gently, and pause it down into your lower abdomen. This also really helps stop your thoughts. Breathe in, and then you need to just push. You need to push your breath down into your lower abdomen here, and you need to focus on that. It's very gently. You need to do this very gently, okay? And hold that breath there for a little bit, and then when you are ready to breathe out, do it very slowly. So do this for a few minutes before you visualize the syllable or whatever, before you meditate. That's kind of shamatha meditation. Before you do that, you just do this few times. Breathe in very gently and then push down, and you have to hold there a few minutes, and then slowly breathe out. So during this time, focus your attention on your breathing, not other than that, just that, And when thoughts arise, do not follow. And instead go back to focus on your breath. Then your mind will sort of naturally be with the breath, your mind. And you should not pay attention to sort of the thoughts and follow. So if you do this few times, your mind really naturally and peacefully with your breath, then you can start the other meditation, just I told you. Okay? These days, this is it's very people who have lots of thoughts. That kind of people really helps this meditation. Breathe in and push down, lower your abdomen, and then hold there as much as you can, and then slowly breathe out, and just focus on that. That helps really, and will stop your thoughts. And once your thoughts and mind, less thoughts and minds kind of peacefully and naturally with your breath, then you can do whatever you want, right? So that's first method. And this method leads you to your mind to become very calm.